they're going to have a Dan Campbell situation where I think Mike Vrabel is going to flip
throw the ball 50 times a game. You know who threw the ball 50 times a game and has more youth in his arm? Sam Howell. Give him a chance.
Quack.
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 Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack. Quack.
Come on, Ducks!
And a fucking hot dog that's been sitting there for 8 or 9 innings waiting for you to finally get to that dog. Nothing.
It looks like a Vads that just gave birth to octuplets and fucking a baseball came sliding out. The Saints to be good, but like.
Yeah, so do all the Saints fans, but
Yeah,
that's
true.
not really how it
I'm
works.
here to be like, I'm here to give my goddamn
Well, if the
number
Knicks
2.
win in 7, it's because the Pistons got hosed on some stupid call. I know it. I already know it.
It's an inflammation around his pelvic region.
Yes.
So is he's done having sex for the rest of his life too then.
They got it. I hate to say it, but Andres Gallo's
Kidding me?
The
That's his idea, 100%. That's his. Those other two guys are looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing?
What's going on, people? We are back. It is another Wednesday evening. Yeah, we missed you last week, but we just wanted to keep you waiting for one more week. The boys are back. It is Ride the Tide Sports Podcast. We got the Wanderer. We got Donnie. We got Snoop Luke. We got Tycho. He's here behind the scenes. He'll be hopping in and out. And I am, of course,
Penis.
Dilly.
Venus.
So, like I said, we missed you last week, but that only means we got twice the news for you and twice the shit to cover and talk about. So, is anyone doing bad? I'm just going to start saying that. Because I ask, how's everyone doing? And everyone goes, I'm good. And it's just a waste of 30 seconds. So, is anyone doing bad?
Why would anyone want to say that in front of everybody?
All right.
So someone's feeling
So
bad.
Donnie is
You
not
talk
doing
about it.
good.
Do I look like I'm feeling bad?
This ain't a therapy podcast. It's a sports podcast.
Okay.
Everyone's good.
We can do
Everyone's
both.
good. Except for Donnie. I agree with Eric. Let's get her going. Yeah, Donnie, we don't care about your problems.
I don't have any problem.
Well, not that we
Get
can talk-
going.
Not that we can talk about on here. So we'll kick it off with the MLB. Starting with the All-Star Game lineups, they have been announced. And once again, me and Jesse are going to talk about how we hate them and there's people who've been snubbed. I'm kidding, but that's just seems to be a tradition every goddamn year. Jesse, before I reveal them, are you hip or are you unhip?
I'm hip for the most part.
Okay, so before I get into them, were you happy?
I was fine with every single person. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people that I thought wouldn't get respect got respect.
Look at that. Well, let's go.
Fuck
All
you,
right.
Eric.
What was that, Jake?
I said, fuck you, Eric.
Let's get to the games. So, the first lineup that we have is the American League. Cal Riley, catcher. Vladimir Guerrero, first base. Gleyber Torres, second. Jose at third. Jacob Wilson, the rookie at shortstop. Aaron Judge, Riley Green, and Javier Baez in the outfield with Ryan O'Hearn at DH. Yes, those are 3 Tigers in the starting lineup. Also,
Go Tigers.
American League starting pitcher, Terry Scooble. So, technically, 4.
I'd like to say real quick, if you would have told me you can have $5, this was probably last year. If someone came up to me and said, you can have $5 right now, or I'll give you $1,000 if Javier Baez makes next year's All-Star game as a center fielder, I would have taken the $5 now.
Yeah. And
Nobody would have ever guessed this would happen.
And just to talk about the Tigers, 20 minutes ago, Zach McKinstry was named as a reserve. So the Tigers have 5 All-Stars, the most out of any team in the American League in this All-Star game.
As it fucking should be. There's been no team in the AL that has looked as good as the Tigers this year. You can fight it all you want. I'll argue it every fucking time. The Tigers are the hottest team in the AL at the moment.
Yeah, and our
I won't
backline
say
made
the
it.
MLB right now because there's some NL teams that are doing really good. But they're still first in the MLB, second. They're still right there at the top. I mean, there should be a fucking shit ton of Tigers in it. But you know what? The fact they gave us 5, I'll tip my hat to it. I'll take it. I won't be too mad.
Yeah. I don't have any snubs on the AL side. I have a couple on the NL side that I feel are crazy, but I don't have any problems on the American League side. Yeah. All right, I do want to talk about the National League though, because I have some problems here. So, the National League, we have.
Let's see where you have issues.
All
Dylan,
right, so we have.
Dylan,
what?
I know you have him as a reserve, but hold on. He commented again and it fucked me up.
How do you get host? Jose Ramirez has a better WAR, has a better home run, has a better average, has a better RBI. I don't.
Wasn't
think
he the third reserve?
Z-Mac, yeah, was the third reserve. It was Jose Ramirez, Carlos Pena, Z-Mac, and then Carlos Pena got hurt, and then insert Z-Mac.
I'm just showing you the comment.
I'm giving my reasoning. I don't.
I'm not going to disagree with Dylan on that one. And Eric, I see
should have been
from,
number
you
one.
know, as a Detroit fan, of course, you want to feel that way, but
Carlos Pena didn't get hurt.
you got to realize that Jose
Give up
Ramirez is
Jose.
one of the great third basemen of our time right now. So
Pena was having a year. If he didn't get hurt, he'd be starting. But let's go to the National League. We got Will Smith, Freddie
Hold
Freeman.
Actually,
Oh,
Ramirez was hit by a pitch, and he's going to focus on recovery and preparation for the second half of the game. So it's Pena and McKinstry and Isaac Paredes going up.
wow.
so Ramirez is out too.
Yes,
So McKinstry's the new third base
So is
starter.
he
for the-
starting?
I believe so.
Let's go, dude. Even
So we
better.
have 4 starters. That's crazy. If McKinstry is the starter,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, Zach McKinstry, the infielder, outfielder will join.
People
each
aren't gonna
other.
like that. It's like when Alcides Escobar
Yeah.
made in for the Royals when they had 5 motherfuckers in the game. But okay, all right, good for Z. Good for Z.
Oh wait, he's replacing Jeremy Pena,
Yes.
but he was shortstop. So does that mean was he the backup?
He is
shortstop?
currently an American. They announced 15 minutes ago. Congratulations, Zach McKinstry, on being an American League All-Star reserve for the game. I think they
Okay.
would have said starter if it was 15
He's a
minutes ago.
shortstop reserve.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That makes me feel a little better. I love Z-Mac, but
Yeah, Heimer Comandero. Is
yes,
third.
that's who made it for third. I did see that. National League: Will Smith at catcher, Freddie Freeman at first, Ketel Marte at second, Manny Machado at third, Francisco Lindor at short, Acuna, PCA, Kyle Tucker in the outfield, and Shohei at DH. Yes, I know what you're thinking. What about Juan Soto? Didn't make it. What about Trey Turner? Didn't make it. What about Seiya Suzuki, who has better numbers than half the people in here? Didn't make it. What about Framber Valdez? Didn't make it. I have 4 snubs that I just thought were okay. 3. Juan Soto's more name value. His numbers honestly haven't been that exciting this year, but
Exactly.
that have been snubs in my opinion. I just think you got people like Manny Machado, who numbers you can argue with.
Yeah, that one's weak.
Yeah, I don't think he should be in here. I think that Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, I just don't think they should be in here. The only people who I go, yes, you're an all-star: Shohei Ohtani, Kyle Tucker, PCA, Ronald Acuna Jr., Ketel Marte. Those are the 5 for sure. Everyone else I can argue. That's how I feel. I'm a starting pitcher right now. Hasn't been announced. People think it's going to be Paul Skeens, but honestly, it might not be. It might be Zach Wheeler. He's now past him in the NL Cy Young
Ohtani
race.
in the start.
So we'll see. Anyone else have any concerns on that? Because I that's where I stand. I think the All-Star game lineup, I have no concerns. And the National League, there's a couple snubs. But, hey, when it's a fan vote, they're going to vote their favorites over well-deserved players. That's just what happens.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to lie or not. I could really care less about the NL compared to the AL.
Well, yeah, because you're rooting for the AL.
But I see where you're coming from. You know, there's players that are clearly doing better than others. That's where I kind of think the MLB should step in and be like, look, some people need some recognition over others. Whether it's a fan vote or they get over, I don't care what it is. There's players that do well. They're the ones that need to be in it.
They should flip it, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
They
you're never gonna get it with the fan vote because it's gonna be whoever's the most.
That's why.
Okay, but if you want to do your fan vote for the MLB, do it for the Derby. You get 8 players. Pick your 8 players that you want in the Derby that you want to see mash. The MLB is like, we get to pick who's in the Derby, you get to vote who's in the game. Flip that bitch around and go, we're picking who's in the game, you vote for the Derby.
With the home run derby, you'll also get teams that managers don't want any one of their players doing the derby, such as the Tigers,
Yep.
where AJ Hinch literally came out and said, we don't want any of our guys in the home run derby. I'm not letting them do it.
And we had found out that Kerry Carpenter was asked for that Derby.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Yeah, see,
Well,
that's
you know, if
bullshit.
they would have asked Torque, maybe, but I can honestly see the whole
Well,
Kerry
he al-
because he's also nursing a hamstring. There's no reason to go pull your hamstring trying to hit bombs.
like
didn't-
Torque's hit 5 homers in the last couple weeks, for like a month, for a couple
Well, I
weeks.
think they
More
all-
home runs than any other American League first baseman.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't like the other. I don't like GMs butting into it. I get your dislike for it or whatever, but it's for entertainment. At this point, it's
Yes.
All-Star Weekend. It's for the players to let loose, have a little
Yes.
fun with it instead of try so hard.
Well, I
sometimes.
mean,
Yes,
I will
that's-
add too,
I
like
agree.
from what I heard on 97.1 when I was hearing him speak, he also added in that no one on the Tigers was also showing interest except for maybe Torkelson, who was a little excited about it. But
Yeah, but
he said that
Torkelson-
no one else was showing interest for it.
who doesn't want to be? I feel like it's crazy to say you don't want to be part of the home run derby.
Yeah. It's the home run derby. Like, even if you go out there and you hit
Brandon
one home
Brandon
run,
fucking Inge went into it and he sucked.
he had no home runs.
Yeah,
Nobody out
I'm
there
just
was winning.
saying, like
No, I
he
see
said
where
that
you're coming from,
he said
but,
that
like,
no one on
Brandon
the
Inge
team
had
is
something to
focused for it. They
prove,
don't
all
want
right?
to.
And what did he prove, Todd?
He failed, but he was trying to prove something. All right.
Nothing. He proved
He
it.
said,
No,
I
man.
finally get
Hey,
a chance to
hey,
hit the ball
he
on
didn't-
the ball.
He didn't send himself there.
That's true.
He was never sent there again.
Damn it.
All right, let's get to the home run derby.
He
We
was
got
forced
our
in a fuck
participants
situation.
that have been announced. So, first man that was announced was Ronald Acuna Jr. Why? We're in Atlanta. Got to have a hometown kid that knows how to hit a home run, and Ronald is one of the best to fucking do it. Next, we have Cal Raleigh. Probably the most shoe-in for this derby. He has the most home runs in the MLB with 37. Big Dumper is going fucking bananas.
Won't be the same. He needs to be able to look a real pitch in the eye and smack it.
No, he
he
will.
can
He's
stare the
smacked
pitcher
37 of
down.
them. 37. And
Did
we're
you
not-
see,
we
is he
still
going
have,
to be seeing circles, not spheres?
we still have a week
Yeah.
for the All-Star break. As long as he's
Yeah.
getting 98 mile per hour heaters.
not
we're
game.
fine.
No reason to
Okay.
bring that up in
He
here.
needs to bring one of his All-Star pitchers from Seattle to pitch to him and be like, give me real fucking pitches. Then I'll go crazy. He can't do no soft toss. Then he'll be straight. Next, we have probably the underdog of the Derby. Next to Camaro, we have James Wood from the Nationals, who does have 23 home runs, but he is a rookie, so we'll see.
I've
Really-
enjoyed him on my fantasy team.
I feel like a rookie
Like,
is great for
he-
the home run derby.
He
I
might be my
think, I
pick.
think he'll provide a lot of upside. He's fun for the game, but I don't think he'll do good. I think he'll lose in the first round.
Wow. You want a
He's
large
probably
wager
winning
on
that bitch.
If you're going to sprinkle money, sprinkle it on the unknown rookie.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
He is not getting
Then
out
you're
in the first
sprinkling it on
round.
Junior Camaro. That's the unknown rookie.
He's
But we'll
not
get to
getting
him.
out in any round.
Byron Buxton is in this because his hometown is Atlanta. And to be fair, the last 3 years he would have been an all-star starter, but he can't stay healthy. And he stayed healthy all this year, and he's in the all-star game and the Derby with 20 dingers. Next, we have O'Neal Cruz, who I think is a great pick for this Derby, who has the fastest exit velocity the last 3 years in the MLB. Home run total only 16, but it was either going to be him or Ellie, in my opinion, and either one worked out.
Because he's 6'6".
Yeah.
Or
No,
like
he's
6'8".
6'7", yeah.
Damn.
And we have Junior Camaro, who was announced today, who is the rookie leading all third basemen in home runs with 21. So, those are the men who are
Dylan.
announced for the Derby.
Is it Caminero?
I
I
believe.
was about to
Could
say.
You keep saying Camaro like the car, and I'm like, I swear there's like an N somewhere in there.
You're probably right. I'm going to take your word. That sounds more accurate. We'll go with
Definitely
Caminero.
not Camaro. It's definitely Caminero.
Okay.
So, those are the people that we have currently announced for the Derby. How do we feel?
I'm not too upset about it. I mean, this is where I get that feeling of like, I compare it to the NBA All-Star game. There are clearly people that should be in it that aren't in it. You know what I mean?
Who's that, Jake?
I would love to know how this is compared to the NBA because their dunk contest and home run derby, I don't think are at all comparable. They picked 4
I'm
G
just
leaguers.
talking about who joins it in general. Like there are clearly dunk specialists in the NBA who don't join it for whatever reason, and there are clearly big home run hitters this year that aren't a part of the home run derby.
Yeah, but I would say every
That's
single
my
big
point. That's
dunker.
the only.
Okay, but here's my argument for you. Big dunkers in the NBA, John Morant, never been in it. Let's name them though. Let's name the big dunkers who have never been in it.
John Morant,
Giannis,
Zion. Has he been in it?
Zion, never
Yeah.
been in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Who's all the biggest home run hitters in the MLB? Bryce Harper, Aaron
Shohei
Judge.
Ohtani, Aaron
Shohei-
Judge.
Shohei Ohtani's been in it twice. Aaron Judge has been in it 3
Yeah.
times.
So my
Continue.
point is there's
No, but your
still,
point isn't valid because
No,
these people
no,
have
no, no.
already won the Derby, made
It
it to the
doesn't- no.
finals in Derbies, so they feel like I don't have
My
to go
point-
win it again.
No,
because they
no.
already
You're
have.
misunderstanding
Pete
my point.
Alonso was in it 4 years in a row.
Okay, so if you're a big time home run hitter like currently, so like this year alone, just look at it for this year. If you're within that top, how many players do they put in it? 5 or 8?
Yeah, and the home run leader is
If
in it.
you're
Big
in that
Dumper.
top 8, why aren't you a part of it? I don't care who you are, what position you play, or
Agreed.
If you're injured, I get it. You know, you're trying to nurse an injury. That's fine. But if you're in that top 8 to make a home run derby, you should be a part of it. That's my
All right.
point.
All right, let's go through this. Big Dumper, he's in. Aaron
Mhm.
Judge already won a home run derby. There's no fucking reason to do it.
Dylan, let me just tell you right now. He doesn't fucking care if you won it already or not. If you're in the
I know,
top
but I'm
8
saying-
home run
I'm saying
hitters
he's
every
asking-
year, the MLB commissioner should literally
But
just come
Tyler-
out and say, if you are in the top 8, these 8 guys are the home run derby.
But Tyler, he's asking me why aren't they in it, and I'm giving you the reasons why they're not
Because
in
people
it.
are
You
just
can't
like
tell
the
me
NBA. They
that's
just
not
say
true.
no.
Aaron
It's
Judge already
stupid.
won it. Shohei Ohtani already in the finals. Schwarber already won it. Suzuki snubbed from the whole fucking thing. I agree with you. PCA should be in it. Then you have James Wood who's in it, Camaro who's in it, Buxton who's in it. Then you go to Torque. So
Okay, so the
5
people who
out
are
of the
in
top 10 are in it. Maybe that's not good enough for you, but I think it's
Not-
good enough.
Not good enough.
I think it is. All
I
right.
just look at it in that aspect. That's the only. Wasn't questioning it or nothing. I'm just saying, in my opinion, if you're that type of player and you're doing well enough at it, why not showcase your talents at it? It's going to make people watch. It's going to make people interested. That's my shtick on it. That's what I believe.
And I'm trying to give you their reasoning, but I can't, I guess, speak for them. I'm trying to give you what I think they would say.
I
They
hear
would
what you're
say, "I've
saying. I'm
already
not,
won it,
not
or I've already
disregarding
done
it.
And it was
I
fun,
get what you're
and
saying.
That's what I think they would say.
From
But
what
anyway.
I've heard, is a lot of the reason the players don't like it is because it's exhausting.
Oh, it
yeah.
is, of course, exerting your energy to try
that's
and
just
whack
what
a
I've
ball
heard.
out of the
So to
stadium
my
on every
point,
pitch.
if you've already won one of those, it's like completing a fucking marathon. I already run one. Oh, you want to run another one? No, I already fucking did that. I got my medal to prove it. I'm gonna watch you guys run it this year. You know what I mean? So we'll move on. We got a new AA team that is another switch up for the weekend. You know, we talk about every time a AA team comes up with an alternate identity. And this time we have one close to home. The Erie Seawolves have officially transformed for the weekend to the Moon Mammoths. Yes, there's a mammoth with a astronaut helmet on its head.
I love it.
Kind of want one of those.
For real, give me a hat,
I
please.
think they're great. Yeah, they're black jerseys with the logo on the jersey and the hat. So, got to point them out, especially when they're a local team. Shout out to
Dylan,
you.
and Jake, I guess. Back on the home run derby topic real quick. Keep adding trophies.
Yes, sir, Eric. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's what Pete was trying to do. Pete won 2 in a row. Then he tried to win 3 in a row, lost, tried to get his third one in 4th year. This is the first year in 5 years that Pete Alonso said, all right, I only have like 12 home runs.
Let the young guys have it.
Yeah, maybe I'll chill. I only have like 12 home runs this year.
He's not.
All right, next story to talk about, and I've been waiting to talk about this all week long. So, this is a story that I think is pretty damn exciting. does not involve a player, but involves a fan, and the fan is an Arizona Diamondbacks fan. So it all started back in 2022. There was a fan that was involved in a home run interaction. He robbed the player of catching the ball, had a fan interference called on him, and it was overturned. Came back the next year, happened to have the same thing happen to him, where he leaned over the railing, a fan interference was called. This time it wasn't overturned, and it wasn't fan interference. He just happened to be involved with the play. We moved to the next year of 2024. The man was involved in the same incident. There was not a review that happened, but people could clearly see it was controversy of him robbing a player of catching a home run. Then in 2025, being this year, he did the exact same thing for the fourth year in a row, robbing a player. This time it was reviewed. It was immediately called fan interference. Chase Field said, wait a damn minute. This motherfucker's been doing this for 4 years in a row, and he was banned for the rest of the season. Before the story ends, he was found catching a home run ball yesterday wearing a home run thief jersey in the stadium of San Francisco because he's banned from the Diamondback Stadium. If you want proof, this was him at the stadium wearing the home run thief jersey.
Bro's trying to speed run the mass ban at all stadiums, dude.
I just thought this had to be talked about. Jake, go first.
I didn't see the home run thief jersey part at the end, but I've seen his like 4-year or 3-year run before that of being involved in all of these home run stealing plays and whatnot. I've seen players look up at the crowd like I think it's awesome. As much as like, look, if you realize the play's coming towards you and you're on the wall like that, you should kind of let it be, especially when you're front row, because God knows what could happen. At the same time, gun on him, dog. Way to be in the action spot every fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, I'd die for that scenario. And yeah, this guy just got it. He just got it made every time.
It's the
I was
same
gonna
spot
say,
every
I expect
time.
nothing less from Jake. Jake wants nothing more than a baseball. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh God, I'd do anything for a
It's
baseball.
the first row of left.
That's his
It's the
Klondike
same
bar.
spot every time. So he just picked the perfect fucking spot and never give it up. But now
need to
you're
DM
banned
that
for the rest
guy.
of the season, so you have to give it up to somebody.
Little do we know he's at.
Dude, all I gotta say is they should have known banning him for the rest of the season. That's not enough. He's gonna be back next year.
He'll be back and he's gonna embrace it. He's got a jerk. We saw
It's
him.
a yearly
It took a week.
occurrence, man.
It took 1 week, and he had a fucking jersey made in San Francisco of him wearing it. The man's ego is only growing. He will embrace this.
Can't wait to rob another.
I can't
He's gonna
wait till
come in with
next
one of
year.
those
He's gonna
giant
rob
mitts.
like his final home run, and then we're gonna hear about the Netflix documentary coming in 2026
The home run thief.
He's gonna show up with one of those
Catching the
mitts that are,
mass
like,
ban at
5
all
times the
stadiums.
size. Scooch over.
Dude, for 4 years, his villain arc has continued to go up. He is almost at peak villain.
I think this might be it. I think once he
There's
caught
gonna
that
be a
ball-
movie about this guy.
Once he caught that ball at a different stadium, I guarantee he screamed something along the lines of, "Fuck you, Chase Field." I'm just paraphrasing, but probably something there. I guarantee it. Yeah, it's Caminero. You're right. I didn't think you were wrong. Anyways, we'll continue. The Nationals, they're continuing to have another bad year, and they've decided to just clean house. GM, gone. Dave Martinez, gone. You won us a fucking World Series in 2019 that we weren't supposed to win, but we were mid before and we're mid after. So see you later. They're 37-53, and they're cleaning house. And adios, pelota.
They got a lot of good pieces. Ain't doing enough with them.
Nope,
Get 'em out of
ain't
there.
doing.
Bring some new
Shit.
folk in there.
I mean, look, their World Series run, they had Bryce Harper and Trey Turner, I believe, right?
Nope, they did not have either one of them. No, they had Trey Turner. They did not have Bryce Harper. It was
Okay,
Bryce Harper.
All right. I wasn't sure about Bryce. I knew for a fact they had Bryce or Trey Turner. I felt like.
Do you know who the World Series MVP was? I know Tyler knows it, but don't answer.
Dylan told me the other day, and I was like, "Who the fuck?"
It's a great trivia question because no one will ever remember
It
it.
really
Based
is.
on Tyler's reaction there, no, I don't know off the top of my head.
Second
so.
baseman Howie Kendrick hit 2 grand slams in the World Series.
Howie.
Ooh.
Yeah. Who
Bro,
played on the
according to
Dodgers
Dylan,
for
he only reason he entered the series was as a pinch hitter, and then they're like, "Oh shit, this guy's
He
raking."
entered
They
as a pinch
him out.
hitter, hit a grand slam, and then they kept him in for the rest of the series.
Lord
And then he
almighty.
hit another. What a guy.
Yeah.
That's who they gave it to. That's crazy. I mean, look, like I said, as I was getting ready to say, outside of that 1 year, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, they were just meh beforehand, and they've been pretty meh afterwards. But like Jesse said, they got the fucking pieces. They really do. CJ
Yeah.
Abrams,
They have some young
James
pieces.
Wood.
James Wood, thank you. That was the other guy I'm thinking of. I mean, they got some good players
Mhm.
who are doing pretty decent for themselves this year, aside from the team.
Yeah.
So I
they're-
mean,
They need to
If
read
they can-
their entire pitching staff.
if they can bring in somebody who can kind of start working it a little bit, then maybe it'll start to turn around.
the problem is when your best pitcher on your pitching staff is Mackenzie Gore, you got to figure something out.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Hold on. Hey.
he's having a great year, but
Hey,
no,
a solid
not
contact
not
pitcher right
Hay,
there.
because his career average ERA is a 4.25. So not
Because he's
Hay.
a contact pitcher. He's here for the he's here for the hit.
His fastball clocks out at 93 max. So that's, a little concerning. But
And
still,
that's but you bring
he's having a
somebody
good
in
year. I
who
said he's having a good year, but still, before
you bring
this
somebody
year,
in
it has been shaky.
who can either light a fire under the players you have or bring in the right guys, then you got something on your hands here.
How much
Yeah.
longer they got for the trade deadline?
The trade deadline. That's a great question, Jesse Carter.
You're right. They should just trade him.
Because
When is the MLB trade deadline? The MLB trade deadline is Jesus.
Well,
When
in
is the
all
MLB
honesty, though, if you're an
July
Astros fan,
31st.
don't get excited. I mean, there's no reason to think you're going to keep him.
Yeah, I ship off McKenzie.
Traded away Trey Turner. You traded away Bryce Harper. You traded away Juan Soto. I mean, they get good guys. They just then give them to other teams.
Yeah.
What does that sound like?
I'll be saying it next year about Tarek Skubal. We're not
It
keeping him,
sounds
I promise.
Jesse.
Oh, no,
To
no.
answer your question, it sounds like the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, that's who we were all
Good
thinking.
and
of.
well, my head was nowhere near a hockey team.
I was gonna say that's who we
It
were all thinking.
literally
of. Yeah.
is the Buffalo Sabres, though. That's a great point, Luke.
It is.
We'll move on to basketball.
No,
That's
no,
it.
no. Hold on. Before we leave baseball, real quick. Because nobody answered Jesse in the fucking group text, I want to know what everyone has to think about this Paul Skeens possible trade. Not that it's going to happen, but hypothetically, okay? Detroit Tigers offer Max Clark, shortstop Kevin McGonigal, relief pitcher Jackson Jobe, and infielder Colt Keith, and relief pitcher Sawyer Gibson Long for Paul Skeens. I want to know people. I was always wanted to put my thought process into it, and I want to hear others.
Because at the end of the day, I read it wrong, and I am not giving you McGonigal and Keith
That's how I feel.
and Joe.
The boost speak for me. That's all I have to say.
Joe would be the only one I'd take out of that. Everyone else, fuck it, dude.
You're drunk.
No,
Paul Skeens.
I'm giving away.
Oh,
I'm giving
fucking
away.
Skeens.
I'm giving away Max Clark before I even see what this motherfucker doing in the majors. When he's
No,
been
I'm fine with
figuring
Max
it out.
Clark.
I'm gonna give away Colt Keith after he's been cooking. No. I'm okay. Colt Keith, they're too young. Everybody you named is fucking way too young for me to get rid of him. I get
Look,
it.
I will.
here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing.
Soft.
I'm trading Skubal for Skeens. Team control.
It's like trading peanut butter for jelly.
That
You're gonna lose. You're gonna have Skeens for 6 years under team control, or you have Skubal for 1 more year and then he's gone.
But
I
really,
think-
if you don't
I
pay
feel
Skubal, then I
Skubal
see
is
what you're
not
saying.
gonna get
Yeah.
paid by the Tigers. He's a
I-
Scott Boras client, and they would rather make more money in free agency. So you only have Skubal for so long. So me personally, I'm switching the 2 aces.
Eric
I'm gonna
said
be
or
honest,
Clark.
Ty. I
I
think
forgot what he
I'm
means by that.
I'm completely on board with that.
I'll trade
That
you.
sounds.
Change.
Team
Every-
control. That's all I care about. That's why I'm not
Yeah.
getting rid of
And
the
plus,
young
isn't
guys.
there those rumors and shit with Skubal's injury and shit with his how long it's been?
Yeah, but that's all just speculation.
Yeah, obviously that's all like
Oh,
a
and all that
50-50,
shit,
but
that's
yeah.
definitive. But you are correct. There is speculation on that. Like he could blow his arm out again when he's 34 and never be
Yeah.
the same. So
And fucking Skeens could do the same thing tomorrow.
they all could.
I respect what you're saying. It's just
Yeah.
I
Yes,
really want to run the wheels off of Scooble this year. Like not pitch him
Eric
crazy.
agrees.
I'm a villain.
Scott
Well,
Boras is the worst.
I'd want to use him through the year. At least. Trade him next year.
Yeah. Can't argue with you there. All right. Does anyone else have anything baseball related before we switch over to talking about basketball for the next 20 minutes? All right. Hell yeah.
Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds. Lillard, long-range three. And it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! The lob. Again! Oh, what a monster jam by DeAndre Jordan!
All right. Yes. Let's go Tigers. Up 3-2. Love that. Thank you for the update, Eric. All right. We got a couple things before we talk about NBA free agency. So first, this was announced last week. We didn't have a podcast last week, so we got to talk about it. There are 3 new WNBA teams that have officially been announced as an expansion to the league. In 2028, a Cleveland team will begin play. In 2029, a Detroit team will begin play. And in 2030, a Philadelphia team will begin play, all 3 joining the WNBA. Why are we talking about this? Because we're a Michigan-based podcast. So what this means is Detroit will be getting a WNBA team in 2029. Again,
I'm not mad about it whatsoever.
Tyler, I know you literally brought this up like a month ago about how you would want us to get another one. You think it would be a good thing. So I got to imagine you were pretty fucking excited about this.
Let's temper that down a little bit. Pretty fucking excited is an overstatement.
You
First
thought it
of all-
would be okay. Let me phrase this. You thought it would be good for the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
For the first time in my lifetime, the WNBA is on the rise. So why not give it to a solid sports city like Detroit? And I mean, we had one before. They were good. They won championships. Why not bring it back?
Also, Eric, I just want you to know I see your comment, and I'm not going to address it because we're going to talk about that in the next couple minutes. But, yeah, does anyone have any thoughts about this WNBA stuff going on?
It's cool. Grow the brand. If I have a daughter, I'll care more.
I'm for it. As
makes
long as they name the team the Detroit Shock.
Be honest.
What
If
what
you
do you
don't,
want?
if
Is
you-
that what you want it to be, the Shock?
yeah, if they don't
But
keep
it
that
was.
same team name that we had beforehand, then what's even the? I don't know.
What about
It's
a
just
different
not the
name?
same.
What about cool names? Let's brainstorm right now. What would you guys want it to be if you could pick? If
Shock.
it's not the Shock, if that's
Matt.
off the table.
With an S.
What?
Shocks.
Move on.
Loophole?
People are gonna call it the Detroit Sox. I'm not for it.
Caitlin Clark coming to the D.
That would be great. That would be great for Detroit. You want to
Bro,
talk about
Yeah,
after,
she
Detroit?
is.
after her teammate said who would want to go to Detroit, Caitlin just up and gets traded.
That's what she said.
All right, that's God damn it. One of the best basketball players, female in our generation.
Yeah, it's a good one, Jake.
All right, another thing we have to talk about really quickly before we talk about the
Why is
NBA.
that so huge?
This is big news. This is big news. Okay. People
Oh,
have
wait,
been
you did this
waiting for a
intentionally?
fucking decade, and we finally got it for college football. So then they decided, let's take the something that you've been waiting since 2008 to play.
Uh-huh.
That's what? How many years is that?
You know
can't
these pieces of shit.
Six or
They said-
17 years.
17 years. And now it has been announced that in 2028, a new college basketball game will officially be in the works.
Are you
Jesse,
guys seeing this?
why are you looking so confused?
Look how much money NCAA is making over there. Hey, you think if we re-rack March, we can make a bunch of money too? We can get more money. Yeah, let's do it. Wow.
Take my money. Here you go. I will give you all of it. I'm so excited for this.
Pricks. That's what they are. They're scammers.
Well, Jesse, you're on a different boat, okay? Because we gotta address this really quick. Everybody in this podcast is playing the new NC 26, Jesse. Why aren't you?
I have an
Because
addiction to spending money on Ultimate Team.
Look, I'll tell you right now. Jesse got on the lifeboat. We're all on the Titanic, boys. Jesse
My goal is just to not open
saving
fan.
himself.
Don't open Ultimate Team, and I won't spend any money on it. So.
Yeah,
Haven't yet.
sure. I'm sure.
Hey, I can't spend any money on the game if I don't open Ultimate Team. Ultimate Team is where the money spending happens. So
I can't wait till the game just accidentally tweaks on you one day and tells you have all these packs to open, and you go.
And Jake hops
I
out
will
one day and
say
tells him
they-
we're running threes. It's fucked.
They do have a cool overtime game mode.
Yeah, Jake, go check that out, eh?
no, I'm good.
Stop trying to get Jake to get into college football.
I'm not.
Ultimate
I'm
Team.
just mentioning because I was playing it
they're gonna
earlier
wait
and I had a lot of fun.
It's not
Yeah.
college you got to be worried
Even
about.
though I fucking went 1
But
and
here's
5.
the problem with Jake, and this is the last thing I'll say. In order for Jake to have fun, he has to spend the money to get the players for him to have fun.
Yeah, I suck with it. I suck. So I can't.
Definitely, you definitely don't need to do that in Madden. No.
He has to pay to play.
He has to pay to play.
Pay to win. Pay to
Oh,
win.
man,
I don't have to pay to play. I just got to pay to win.
Jake,
All right?
Jake,
Debatable.
Jake,
That's all Madden is.
Jake. Tell the truth. That's you even after you pay.
Shit's on backwards. Hold on.
You do not pay to win. You pay to play.
This is Jake, but
No.
when Jake loads into Ultimate Team, he comes out like this.
I'm fine in the West.
And he never is. He never is.
Never.
Jake, as soon as Ultimate Team opens.
Oh, Jake.
Like
Come on.
45-0 and you expect me to back you up on this? Nah.
Oh, come on, dude. You didn't have to bring that up. Dude, that's hard.
Nah.
All right, we got NBA free agency, and the first thing that we'll talk about is because Eric was already asking about it earlier. Yes, we will now talk about Chet and Shai. So, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander earns a 4-year, $285 million supermax, and also not in the fucking contract, but he got rewarded with being the cover athlete of NBA 2K26. So, it's been a good month for Shai.
Timeout. Good month.
Yeah.
Man won offensive scoring title,
Yep.
MVP,
Yep.
Finals MVP,
Yep. Conference
Signet-
finals MVP as
Conference Finals MVP, signature shoe,
well. Yep.
and then this.
NBA parade, Supermax, cover of 2K.
Might be one of the
And
like.
he'll get to watch it all on Netflix. Just to top it all off. He'll get to relive it next year on his couch.
What a great year for the guy.
I gotta be honest, that's a dream year in any fucking sport. He cannot be a happier man than Shai, even though his neutral face ass won't let you see it. But goddamn, does he gotta be a happy cat.
Yeah, he's geeked.
Donalyn, you look like you're in shock.
I'll tell you this much. If I'm in his shoes, dude, I'm the shit, man. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody can say a goddamn word to me because guess what? I got that fucking money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just good. Hats off to him. I mean, he deserves it. Here's to hoping the cover curse doesn't come back and bite him in the ass next year. But
Man, wouldn't that really suck? And then his teammate over behind the rim, actually I should say under the rim, Chet Holmgren, has agreed to a 5-year maximum rookie contract that is up to $250 million. So like Eric said, they took the two biggest pieces of their finals team outside of Jalen Williams, and there's $500 million for the next 5 years for both players.
This one I understand a lot less. He's only played a year and a half.
Correct.
He does like
But in their mind, he just helped them win a finals with SGA and Jalen.
so did everybody else. Where's their $250 million contracts?
Because with the way basketball works, him being able to get put on a rookie contract worth up to gives them a lot of leeway to be able to do shit, especially when they got to sign Jalen Williams next year too. So then they're going to do another rookie style. Well, no.
Doesn't it not matter? The NBA doesn't have a salary cap or nothing.
But they do have penalties.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you got to pay a certain tax.
And
What's
some of
luxury-
it's
luxury
like
tax?
Boston's is egregious. Like Boston has it.
That's why
really-
the Nets' big three only lasted 1 year because that was to get a ring, and they said, "Uh-oh, we're gonna
And
get
it's
taxed like a
We can't
motherfucker."
afford this shit.
Uh-huh.
in order to be able to move through it, they're just going to get their big contracts out of the way. Jalen Williams is going to get something just like this next year.
Yeah. I think Jalen Williams, and I think that's the three they want to pay. Everyone else you can bring in or bring out, but as long as you know you have that three for the next 3 to 5 years, they're confident because they know they're still going to have however many draft picks for the next 3 to 5 years as well. All right. We have another piece of news that honestly is just a fucking bummer. Tyrese
Wait,
Halliburton.
before you move on, that's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah. Tyrese
The-
Halliburton. Whoa, sorry. You said before I move on. I misheard you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
The owner of the Oklahoma City Thunder has a net worth of $400 million. So he's paying them more than he's worth.
My gosh. Talk about putting all your eggs in one basket. I mean, they just won you a ring. You're banking on this being a dynasty, essentially. Yeah. All right. We have Tyrese Halliburton officially tore his Achilles in the NBA Finals. We saw it. It sucked. Happened in Game 7, and he has confirmed that he's officially out all of next year. Look, man, you just lost Miles Turner, who we'll talk about in a second. Now you lost Tyrese Halliburton. This is a Pacers team that went from having a big four, perform to where now you just have to rely on Nembhard and Spicy P.
I'm going to be honest. Anybody who knows ball already knew he was going to be out for the season.
I mean, yeah, but it's just the fact that you hear it confirmed after 2 days before that, Miles Turner getting traded. If you're a Pacers fan, you went from the highest of highs to now being on the back to rock bottom. It's shit. It sucks. I don't really care for next year. Maybe we'll be a play-in team.
Nah, fuck, man. We
You have
running.
Spicy P, Nembhard, and
I'm running the same squad. We getting a phenomenal draft pick. Come back, Hallie. I'm happy. I'm good.
no disrespect to TJ McConnell, but I just don't see him being the main player on that team next
Oh
year.
no,
I can't wait to see the Pacers in like the fourth
No.
spot in the Central Division next year. It's gonna be great. Oh my
You're gonna
god!
get a lottery pick. Watch. I'm predicting it already.
Okay, but that would be in 2 years. This year, this next upcoming year, they do not have a lottery pick.
The draft already happened. I'm fully aware of that. What are you saying right now?
So what I'm saying is
They'll
that
get.
this
They will.
year,
They still
I'm talking
have.
about this year. You're talking about next year.
Yeah, I'm talking about. They're gonna play a season. This season isn't gonna matter. They're gonna care about
Okay,
the draft.
okay,
that
so
comes
we're on
right
the
after.
same page then. We're on the same page. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say. I'm trying to
that's
say if
what I'm
you're a
trying to say,
Pacers fan, this year doesn't matter. Yes,
No, it doesn't.
yes, okay,
Not at all.
Yeah.
It got thrown away as soon as he was injured.
yes. Okay, we're on the same page. Then you look at next year in a lottery and this and that, and then you're fine. But what I'm just saying, as far as this upcoming season, GG's in the chat for your Pacers.
It's been out the window.
Yes. Okay. We're on the same page. Next thing, back to people making money. Paolo Banchero earned a 5-year, $287 million rookie contract. And honestly, he is the first man to reach a contract as such. The last person who reached a contract like this was Trae Young and Luka Doncic in 2021. I think it's well fucking deserved. I think this is the backbone of your organization. I think this is the guy, the focal point, and honestly, who you're building your team around. I know there's Mo, I know there's Franz, but they both came back on 1-year deals, which shows me what they think about them for the future. Paolo got 5 years, 280.
How old is Paulo?
Paolo, I don't think is 27 yet, but I'll check right now.
Say, isn't he our age?
I think he's 26. How old is Paolo Banchero?
I want to know his age before I make the statement.
Okay, I got you. He is 22 years old. Holy fuck, that was way
I
off.
think he's the best player.
Oh, man, way to make me feel.
He
Yeah,
is absolutely the number one player that's 22 and under.
yeah. No.
22-year-old to
Wait, how old's
300 million
Anthony
over the next 5
Edwards?
years. Yeah, you better fucking bank on
I'm
him
taking
being the
I'm
best
taking
one.
Paulo over Anthony.
How
for
old
the
is
fact-
Anthony Edwards?
Anthony Edwards is the same age, I believe.
No, he's
They're
24.
the same. They're the same age. I rebuff your statement. I would say Anthony Edwards, Paolo Banchero, and then everybody else. But yeah, they're right next to each other. I just think Ant has shown with
1A, 1B.
I think Ant has shown with less pieces around him, he could do more.
That's not through the public eye.
Who helped him in the playoffs besides his fucking oh god, I can't even remember his name because he was so irrelevant for the whole
Jaden
season.
McDaniels.
Yes, except for Jaden McDaniels.
You talking about Mr. We have Jaden McDaniels. Come on.
Stop! No,
He was
we're
that
not
guy.
gonna do that. Jaden McDaniels was not a relevant piece in the regular season. It came out in the postseason and said, "Look, he's irrelevant. Rudy Gobert's got 2 points the last couple games. Somebody got to step up, or Ant's gonna get cooked." And he did. He averaged double the shots in the postseason than he did in the regular season.
Because he had
Jesse,
to step up. He was like, "Fuck it, if y'all want me."
that's what I'm telling you. He had to step up.
Because
He had to.
Yeah. Because what he did in the regular season wasn't enough. He was chilling. He was like, it's whatever. He liked that. I don't know why we acting like he wasn't like that last year.
Yes, he was, but he only tries. He only tries in the playoffs, and that's not good enough for somebody like Ant. He needs somebody to try all year.
Fuck all that.
Rudy's not gonna. Rudy tries when he has a mismatch.
Rudy's been a bitch.
But anyways,
Rudy
back to
Gobert.
Paulo got 5 years, 287. This is good for Orlando.
Yep. They need one more big man.
I agree.
They can run Franz at the 2.
I also agree with that. Next piece of news, we have Devin Booker lost Kevin Durant to the Rockets, but he is staying put in Phoenix. He is signed on a 2-year deal worth $150 million. Jesse, let's hear you shit on this. I just feel like you're
The Suns, you still got some moves to make. I still need to see you figure out your little beefed up guard section. You look like, you have talent, but when I look at the Washington Wizards and I look at you, I just see the talent. Like, y'all building your teams the same, and that can't be a good thing.
Yeah.
You need a big man. You got to do something different because there ain't no way you about to run small ball Golden State style with Devin Booker as your centerpiece.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Jake?
Look, I think Phoenix just needs to move on from Devin Booker. Look, I'd love for him to come back home to Detroit, of course, obviously. But you're keeping a superstar there in a franchise that isn't doing nothing. You're not going nowhere. You just had probably one of your best big threes you've ever had since fucking Stoudemire, Nash, and Marion. Sean Marion, maybe, I think is who else was a part of that one.
Not gonna, and that sounds right.
But at the same time, I mean, it's not working. And you got to have some respect for Devin Booker in the aspect of like, look, we want you to do something. So, I mean, it's only a 2-year deal. It's not like he signed like a max extension or nothing for what he was, but I'd like to see him move somewhere. Go do something. I like Devin Booker, but it's not going to happen in Phoenix. It's just not.
Let him get that bag. $75 million a year.
He can go get a bigger bag somewhere else if he moves, but no.
I don't know about that. $75 million just for 2 seasons each?
Well, it's because Phoenix is doing anything possible to keep him there. Like, look, we want you here, so please take our money.
Ain't nobody paying him $80 million a year.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. There's some dumbass teams out there. Portland would do it. Portland would do it tomorrow. Don't lie. They would. You know they would.
I don't know they would. I don't know what they do.
Portland would.
New
I'll tell you
Orleans.
right now. Portland
I
would.
don't know what they're doing.
Let's talk about a piece of news that made my heart grow 3 times like I'm the fucking Grinch. The Lakers got a goddamn center. Holy shit. Who would have fucking thought it's all you needed? DeAndre Ayton has signed a 2-year deal to be the new center of the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, do I think he is one of the best centers in the league? No. Do I think there's a lot of upside with Ayton? Yes. He's a number 1 overall pick for a reason. He's been to an NBA Finals. He's been on an all-defensive team 2 years in a row. I don't hate this. He's a lot better than Jackson Hayes. So that's, I feel like happy we got a center, but obviously there's a lot better centers, you could get. That's kind of
Listen, I think there's a lot better centers you could get, but not for the Lakers.
yeah.
Really just needed a center, like a true center, not some flashy capable of doing many things. He's great at defense, and he give you 14-10, 14-11.
That's all they need. I agree. 14-11, 14-10 a game. That's all that they need. Yeah. Jake?
I know Ayton and Luka, they're both drafted in the same year, so they got that. That's been
No,
public-
Ayton was the year before. Ayton was
Sure?
2020, and then they were 20. No, Ayton was 2019. They were 2020.
Regardless, it's been made public news that Ayton. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they were drafted in the same year. The thing I read said that they're.
What year was DeAndre Ayton drafted?
Oh wait, just in case I'm. retarded.
2018.
They were both drafted in the same year. Then okay.
You're right.
It's been well known that since they're both drafted, that
Thank you, Phil.
hold on, sorry.
Little shit dug under the bed.
Okay.
It's been a common. I'm not sure where he was
They're
going.
both drafted in the same year. It's been made public recently that both of them have kept that close connection since that draft, and regardless whether it was obviously outside the game of sports because they don't play on the same team until this year. But I like that they have this connection that it's been, from what I've heard, they've kept in contact. They're friends. Luka and Ayton can be a great combo with the complementary piece of LeBron for how old he is at this point. He's a great player. I'm not shitting on him.
Complimentary piece.
Relax.
Keep
Okay?
going.
Relax.
No, you relax. You relax.
Look at his age. It's going
Complimentary.
to come down to. It's going to come back to reality at some point. Regardless.
To reality. His reality.
Regardless, besides the point of what you're about to get at, I like the addition. Do I think he's like Dylan said? Do I think he's a top center in the league right now? No, he's got a lot to prove still. Considering ever since he left Phoenix, it really hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for him. But he's on the upside here. He's got a good surrounding core around him in LA, and I think that'll help him out a lot.
Okay. Oh, we got two more things to cover for basketball. First things first, I just think this is fucking hilarious. July 6th, 2025 in Dallas, Texas was officially Luka Doncic Day. I would love to know how they celebrated. It has been a thing since 2021. Has not been changed since he's been traded. So, yes, 3 days ago on Sunday, they celebrated Luka Doncic Day in Dallas, Texas. Now, what makes this funny is he is a Los Angeles Laker. He is not on the team anymore. But people partied in celebration and remembrance of what he did for the team.
You know how people say, like, when I die, don't like cry, like throw a party at my funeral instead?
Yeah.
That's what that was.
That's what they did. They just threw a party. Jake, do you have any thoughts?
I hate to break it to you, Dallas, but he's not there anymore.
All I got to say is you thought LeBron going back to Cleveland was huge. Wait till Luka goes back to Dallas.
Oh my God, dude, they're gonna make the LeBron back to Cleveland thing go to shame at that point, dude. I mean, yeah, I get the love for him in Dallas. I do, I truly do. But he hasn't done anything for you guys other than give you the number 1 pick in this year's draft. I mean,
he did a lot
Oh.
for them. He did a lot for them. You can't.
he
say
brought him to a
that.
championship since Dirk. Yeah, I get that, sure,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It just feels stupid at this point, especially since he's not part of fucking Dallas anymore. He's in fucking Los Angeles. So I mean,
Look, all I'll say is when you're celebrating a player that's no longer there, that's when your team isn't in the best spot. I just think it's confusing when their team is in a good spot. They have Cooper, they have Kyrie, they have AD. They're on the up and up.
they got a good team.
You don't need to
still.
think about Luka. Like, you should have Cooper flying.
Isn't
games.
Kyrie out for like 70% of next year?
Yeah, he's technically not going to play almost at all next year, but
They got somebody else aside from Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
Also, talking about the Lakers earlier, Eric says the James boys are on their way out and they need to start rebuilding.
Sorry,
Look.
Eric just hates LeBron James and everything, so that's why he says stuff like that.
Oh, good. I don't
Game
have to- I don't
boys
even
are
have to
on their
rebuttal.
way
I
out.
don't even have to rebuttal then. Good. I just needed to know where he's
Yeah, no, Eric's a Michael Jordan guy, and there's nothing you can say to change his mind about it. So
That's all I needed to know. Larry Bird shits on him. We'll move on.
Get
New
fucked,
sheriff in
Eric.
town for New York City. We have a new head coach. A lot of people did not think Thibodeau should have been fired from the Knicks, but they replaced him with a two-time NBA Coach of the Year. Mike Brown is officially the new head coach of the New York Knicks.
Stupid as hell.
Oh, okay, Jesse. We're
If
gonna-
you was gonna hire
Go
Mike
ahead.
Brown, if you were gonna hire a old school, like not really changing with modern times, decent coach, that was already Thibodeau.
Yeah.
That's what you had. You didn't get a different style of coach. You just got one that's less vocal. You didn't do anything. He's gonna give you the same shit the last guy gave you. You're gonna be in the same spot, but you might get. I don't even think you technically should be the number one team. Technically,
Let them cook.
Boston falling.
you keep your mouth shut, Luke.
So if this coach doesn't get you first, you're probably gonna end up in the same spot you were. And if you lose in the first round of anything, yeah, this is the same guy to me. I don't see a difference in Mike Brown. You went.
I
I
didn't think any. I didn't think
coming back
anything
another
for it.
season.
Yeah, Mike Brown was also a two-time coach of the year, but you know what Mike Brown also did after he won a two-time coach of the year? He went to Cleveland for 2 years, then went to Golden State for a year, then went to Sacramento for 2 years. You know why he didn't last in any of those stints? Because, like Jesse said, the game evolved and he played the same fucking way. We are now a couple of years in the future. He's on the Knicks. The game's evolved even more. I don't understand this at all. I just think this was a general manager decision of Thibodeau. We don't like the way he does it. We like it more old school. We like it more grit. We like it more. What you should have said, GM, was we don't like winning. We like it back when we were losing. Let's bring him in because I'm with you. I think this is just stupid.
Yeah,
Let's put it on a home turf perspective. What did the Pistons do? They brought in that son. I already forget their names. They brought in the Raptors head coach, who just won Coach of the Year. He's still part of our fucking organization, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but that's different. He didn't even want to fucking be.
Doesn't matter. The Pistons brought him in after he won Coach of the Year, and we sucked. And then we bring in the Suns head coach, Monty Williams. That's his name. I remember him.
Yeah.
Brought him in, made him the highest paid head coach at the time, and then dished him after 1 year. So that Coach of the Year award at this point, to me, means absolutely nothing because guess what? Coach can win it, and then the next year they're gonna have a shit team. They don't win nothing, and then they get criticized the whole time. So good for the Knicks. I like to see you guys suck. So I'm excited to watch you guys next year. I'm glad you got rid of Thibodeau because guess what? Under Thibodeau, you might have recreated what you did this year, but now, no, you're gonna just take a whole step backwards because now your team's got to fucking adjust to a whole new coach, a whole new play style, whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Yeah.
So, hats off to New York. You guys suck again. Thank you.
But at least your rotation minutes will be different, right? At least there's that.
Yeah, and guess it'll probably shoot him in the foot because all those star players who made the team good this year aren't going to be playing as much anymore. So, hats off to them. I'm excited. I can't wait to see both the Pacers and Knicks not make their Eastern Conference Finals. I can't wait to see new teams make the fucking playoffs.
Such a
Can't
fucking
wait.
hater. All this motherfucker wanted was new teams in the playoffs. We got new teams in the playoffs, and he just hated on them the whole time. You're unbelievable. But we'll move on to the hot dog contest. Joey Chestnut showed up. What does that mean? He fucking won. He ate, I believe, I have the exact number.
71.
Yes,
70.
70 and a half hot
Oh,
dogs.
yeah, 70 and a half.
70 and a half hot dogs to win his 17th title. There is only one franchise above him, not tied with him, but above him in terms of the championships, and that is the Boston Celtics with 18. So, Joey Chestnut.
I guess if you're talking on the basketball perspective,
Yes.
yeah, there's a couple other franchises across the world of sports that have more, but
Yeah, but I'm not a hockey statistician like that. I'm sorry. But Yankees might have more. Actually, now I think.
Yankees have 27 championships. The Canadians have 26 or something like that. So
Thank you. I was going to say, I'm not a hockey guy, but in terms of the statistics. So, Joey Chestnut, one of the best of all time, did it again. 17 titles, 70 hot dogs.
Did anyone watch this, by the way, besides me and Ty?
I did not.
I've watched it some years I don't, but every year I check my Twitter. I
Every
see
I
single-
it
watched some of it, not all of it.
Every single time I see this man compete in a hot dog eating contest, I get sick to my stomach watching him do it. I'm not even the one eating them, and I get sick to my stomach. I mean, the guy shoves 2 dogs down his mouth at once and then shoves 2 buns afterwards, soaked in water. It's impressive to be able to eat so many, and 2, be able to hold it down.
Yeah, you know what else sucks that I didn't know that he told in an interview is that apparently after he eats all those hot dogs, he said that isn't the worst part. The worst part is that for the next 2 hours he's got to do fucking media about how he just won again. So he's just got to sit there and stand around in the heat, talk to all these people while he's got all these fucking hot dogs. in his
He's got the
belly.
meat sweats.
that's
for
the
standing
worst
there
part,
talking to
because once-
reporters.
He's like, once I go home, I'm chilling and or I'm on the decline. But the worst part is those 2 hours of me in the heat talking about my victory. He goes, sometimes I wish I would just lose.
Then why doesn't he?
Because he can't. It's like that competitive nature.
He's
Once
too
you-
much
it's
of
like
a
you show up-
master
it's like-
glizzy
it's like Luke.
gobbler.
Luke, it's like if you showed up to a racetrack against 5 fat people and you're supposed to lose. In your mind, your competitiveness is going to go, I know I can beat all 5 of them. Why would I lose? And you're going to fucking beat them. That's what Joey does every time he shows up to the hot dog contest. Even if he wants to lose, he can't because he knows he can out-eat
I got 2
everybody
things to say.
aggressively.
First of all, he could have 18, but he wanted to sell out for the money and be vegan. Even
That's
though
true. That was last year.
I'll
Yeah.
down hot dogs for 16 years. And
That was
2,
crazy.
I may be tripping. Somebody's got to help me who has DraftKings. But did we not get a notification to bet for him to eat 71.5 hot dogs?
I have no idea, but I can Google it right now if you
Because
want to know.
I got a message for him to eat
What was
71.5
the
hot
over-under on
dogs.
Joey
And
Chestnut?
I thought that was absolutely crazy that he ate 70.5, knowing damn well he's eating like 78 or
The
something.
hot dog eating contest was set at 71.5 hot dogs.
Yeah,
So
no.
he ate one.
The most
hot
he's
dog
ever
on
the
the
most
other.
he's ever eaten is 83, and it wasn't for the 4th of July contest. It
You're
was
telling me he
it
couldn't
was
eat
something
one
in
more?
Las Vegas that they did. The most he's eaten on the 4th of July was 76, I believe.
I think he could have beat the over.
86% of the money was on the under, so America did in fact win on the national holiday.
Okay.
Good for America.
Good for America indeed. We'll move on. What do we got here? We got McDilly's question of the day. We got UFC, MLB picks, then we'll get the fuck out of here. So, McDilly's question of the day. I want to take some people down memory lane. All right? It's a very simple question, but it's got a very, personal meaning. I don't want teams. So, Luke, Jake, Tyler, you can't say your regional championship. What is your personal greatest moment in your sports career?
Like
Whether-
as a
whether-
sports fan, then.
No, in your sports career.
So why can't I say my regional championship?
I guess you could say that, but that's a team thing. I want personal that you did.
Like if let's say you had
Like me scoring a hat trick on my 13th birthday when my dad was the head coach of the team. There will never be a moment that tops that. Ever.
It's a pretty average player. That's tough.
I will tell mine.
Okay, go ahead, Jesse.
It was when I was in rec league basketball at the age of 8 or 10.
Okay.
And in this rec league basketball game that was like children, hosted by the school,
Uh-huh.
I proceeded to foul out within the first 3 minutes of the game.
And this is an accomplishment.
Yes.
Does it have to be a sporting event I played?
Yes, it is. Well, we
Donnie, Eric says, what about Donnie's beer league shootout?
Oh,
Cut out.
isn't that a shutout?
shut
Or
up.
shutout,
Yeah.
sorry. Not shootout.
Eric, I'm happy you remembered that. That makes me feel good. Or really bad considering that maybe I talk about it too much. I don't know. But yeah, if it was something I had to be a part of,
That
yeah,
you did.
I'm not a fucking goalie. And I got to shut out in beer leagues. Regardless of it's beer league, I get it. But I'll take it. Yeah, if
You
that's
take some
my,
shots.
Fuck yeah, I did. Are you kidding me? Especially once you guys started telling them that I'm not a goalie, then they just started running in and shooting it from everywhere.
Everybody started going, "Hey, Jake's not a goalie," and Jake was like, "Can you guys shut the fuck up?" Because we were talking shit. Because it was like,
Yeah,
3-0.
if it's something that I physically was playing, then yeah, that would probably be it right now. Yeah, because I never really won like an MVP or shooting. I never had like a trophy like personally. I was always like, well-rounded average player. I was just that guy in the background. So
Hell fucking yeah. Luke,
Well, just because I'm me, it's gonna make a lot of sense, but probably gotta go with my first hockey fight. Like actual hockey fight.
yeah, at least you got a good. My first hockey fight was bad.
for those of you who don't know, we used to have it in the podcast as a clip. The OOG fans know, but Luke did in fact win that fight.
He did. I do remember that clip. I remember watching that one. He did win. Yes.
Tycho,
That was fun.
last but not least.
I have no idea.
You had a pretty long hockey career.
Man, we were shoved into 4 sports as a kid.
I
had like, bro, that's like a blur in my brain.
I can give mine for Tyler. I think that Tyler's greatest hockey moment, in my opinion, out of all the great things that he's done, because he's won regionals and won captain and this and that, right, was when Tyler showed up to a hockey game late in the game, showed up into the first period, hopped onto the ice, beat the shit out of somebody, it got ejected from the game and lasted off 30 seconds.
Hey, you didn't even tell the full story. I got there, played 1 shift, got an assist about 30 seconds into the game, and then 45 seconds into that game for me, I was kicked out.
Yes.
And I showed up late. I didn't get there till the start of the second period. So I showed up, got an assist, threw some fucking 10th grade kid, and then fucking left.
I will have to mention as an honorable mention was the moment me, you, and Chopek, that 4-on-3 in the corner, that absolute brawl in Dakota in the summer
Because
league.
fucking Chopek's 4-foot-nothing ass started it too, of course.
course
Like,
you
oh,
did.
fuck you guys. We're like, God damn, we gotta go save the little kid.
And you did.
My friend. Yeah, Dylan. I'd probably, if I had to think of it, I'd probably give it to one that was a shared moment between me and Jesse, and it has nothing to do with us playing sports and everything to do with Dylan being told to face
I
guard.
was thinking, that wasn't what I was thinking, but that was clean.
That was one of my favorite moments because everybody got pissed off.
A coaching moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you going?
Oh, that's a favorite moment because I got to yell at an adult as a young man. Oh, that was a great time. Good call out, Ty. I was going to call out when Dylan was told specifically not to forget his stuff. Specifically told not to forget his stuff. And then
In St. Clair
proceeded to
Shores?
forget his jersey. And your dad had to do that dash.
Yeah.
And he
I'll never
did.
forget that car ride. God damn.
Man.
Prayers in the backseat.
We all should have died.
Man. And he did it for the love of the game that his son played.
Love to see it. All right. Let's talk about UFC 317. Woo! All right. Let's get to it. First fight that we have to talk about that we talked about happened exactly how we talked about it. Beneil Dariush and Renato Moicano. Pretty boring fight. A lot of wrestling, and Beneil wins wrestling matches in decision. So we had that pretty perfect.
Yeah, basically.
The next fight that we had was Brandon Royval taking on Joshua Van, which was not only the best fight of the card, but one of the best fights of the fucking year. Holy shit.
I was about to say that was an insane fight.
Holy shit. I was not ready for that. After round 1, I was kind of half watching. And then, like I said, after round 1, I was up. And round 2 and 3 were electric. Joshua Van got the win in decision, but something tells me this will not be the last time that we see these two slug.
No.
No. Also, Joshua Van, it was not the last time that we saw him because immediately after, Alexandre Pantoja took on Kai Kara France. And from the minute the bell rang, it looked like Kai Kara France had no business being in that motherfucking octagon. He was worked like a baby, and I hated every second of it being a Kai fan. But Pantoja, he had his way with him on his feet, on the ground, and got the submission in round number 3.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was doing that bad rounds 1 and 2. It's just he eventually fucking got him in the third one
It was
early.
bad. It was like I felt like I knew it was coming, and then it happened, and then he subbed him out. Kai Kara France out of the picture. Joshua Van, right after his fight, gets into the octagon with Pantoja, and now the UFC immediately has their next title fight for the flyweight division. All right, now let's get to the main event, because I am a nervous Charles Oliveira fan. I have never gone into a Charles Oliveira fight confident, but I've never bet against him, okay? I shit my pants every time that he fights because he does not protect his face. It seems like something important to do, but Charles doesn't do it. He likes to get hit, lay on his back, play the fetal position to where his opponent comes down, and play the submission. So as they're walking out to the arena, when Ilia Topuria's music hit and he walked out to the arena, I felt a feeling that I haven't felt since Islam, which is, I don't like this. I think we're cooked. We're going to need a miracle. And the fight immediately started with Charles getting bopped in the face. So what did Charles do? Charles does what he did best. He laid on his back, he played the fetal, and he waited for my boy to get on the ground because that's where this fight was going to be won. Obviously, Ilia, watching film, said, I want no part of that because I can knock
Shouldn't
you
even
out.
have to watch film for that.
Yeah, he just wait for him to get up, gets back up. 35 seconds after he gets back up, I watch Charles Oliveira go to sleep. Probably the most demoralizing moment in my UFC fan career for the last 5 years, but also not unexpected. I felt like if you were somebody who wasn't a biased fan of either person and you were just watching this from like a Luke standpoint of, hey, somebody has knockout power that you don't want to play with and somebody will let you play with him, that person's going to get fucking played with. And that's what happened to Charles.
That's what, you always mention the fact that I'd never ride Oliveira with you, but he always keeps going against heavy hitters.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to pick him when he likes to dangle his chin out in front of these heavy hitters.
He does. And I hate that he does that, but it's almost like he's toying with them, and Ilia did exactly what he said he was going to do, which almost makes it
he's
worse.
gotten a lot of like wins and stuff doing it, but at the same time, he's almost gotten a lot of losses where one time he's got saved by the bell, a couple other times he's barely survived. And it's like, dude, you're playing with fire too much with doing that.
Yeah, and also, before we move on, Fuller says nothing's better than a good hockey fight. Shout out to the boys. You're damn right, Fuller. Nothing better than getting in the corners and mucking it out with some fucking bitch.
I mean, somebody, I think it was Tyler.
Yeah,
he put that up there about 3-4 minutes ago. But
Sorry. Topuria and Charles Oliveira, in my opinion, makes me sad because it went exactly how Topuria said it was going to go. He basically told him, I'm sorry it has to be you because I know the way you fight and I know the way I fight. And I love you and you're a legend. But because of the way you fight, you're going to get knocked out round 1. And I'm sorry. And that's exactly what happened. But we move again to after the fight because this was not where we finished. Because there was a man in the crowd that Topuria has been beefing with for the last couple of months at press conferences and weigh-ins. That's none other than Paddy Pimblett, who waddled his way into that ring talking all the shit he was. Topuria got in his face. There was a shove that happened, and now we have another title fight that looks like it's in the works for the lightweight division with Paddy.
Dude, I've been getting a lot of on TikTok, a lot of Paddy edits, hyping him up for the video for the fight. Oh, I've been loving them.
I love it too. Your initial thoughts on this though, Luke? Paddy and Ilya.
Oh, Paddy.
Really? Because I'm immediately Ilya.
I already told you I'm already gonna get called crazy for it, and I don't care. But with Ilya being kind of more so on a Conor McGregor type rise, Paddy kind of being more so wrestler. Kind of reminds me of the Nate fight and what happened there. Conor lost in that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the tweet
get
that
against
you told me the other day sums it up.
And against a guy with a chin too.
Yes, but the tweet you told me the other day sums it up perfectly. Where my problem is, Ilya is beating every man that I love in this division and collecting them like Infinity Stones. Max Holloway, Volkanovski, Oliveira. Who's the next guy everybody loves? Patty the Pimblett. He's gonna get. I don't want him to get. I'm hoping you can't knock out a Scouser. Patty's told us multiple times, and I'm hoping that statement's fucking true. Okay.
Oh, I'm totally on the Scouser side.
That's where I'm at. I'm hoping that he's right about that. I did like the interview where he said that he wants to just make the fight last 5 rounds until there's 5 seconds left in the fight because he hit him with 900 elbows. It's like, Patty, if you did that, oh God, it's amazing. So the last thing we have before we move on from UFC, just because I felt like this was interesting enough to talk about, was the UFC has confirmed that for UFC 2 or the next UFC in 2026, they're doing it at the White House. We all know Donald Trump is a big fan of the UFC, and they are going to do a UFC in front of the White House, which I just think is insane because the security is so high techie. Who the fuck's getting in there? Hey, who's getting let through the gate to get in front of the fucking White House to watch the
it's gonna
UFC
be.
today? I have no idea.
Only people that Donald Trump wants in.
I clearly, because if you're a Democrat, I'm sorry, you can't go. We're not a political podcast, but that's just what's happening in the UFC. Anyways, thought that was important. We got MLB picks.
Oh yeah, you can't forget that John Jones also is back in the testing pool as unretired, interested in fighting at the White House, and so is Conor McGregor.
Yeah, well, you know what? Everyone wants to fight at the fucking White House. Don't we all? Guess what? George St. Pierre says he'll take one too. Let's get to the MLB picks.
Fuck it, do it. Let's do it. Let's do an old vet.
Just
card.
all the Hall of Famers. It's like an alumni.
Hall of Famer card. That'd actually be sick.
All right, we got the picks at the bottom of the screen. As you guys have seen, Jake has officially been surpassed by Luke. Hate to see it, or you love to see it, depending on who you're rooting for.
I love to see it personally.
He's got less picks. I hate to see it.
I've asked multiple times for the catch-up round.
That's not on me though.
No, it's not on you.
That's not on me either.
No, it's actually not on Luke because Luke was in last place, and he has caught his way up back to surpassing. So you fucked yourself. You fucked yourself, Jake.
He's got 29 games picked. I have 42 or 44. So
And he also
that's
is
my
at
point.
He's at 51% and you're at 50.
Excuses.
I'm kind of.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just putting
That's
my
what it
opinion
sounds
out
like.
there.
All right.
Get to the
Game
picks.
Number 1. We got 2 teams that are playoff teams, and we got 2 pitchers that are, well, one that was a playoff pitcher. We'll see if he still is. We got the New York Yankees and Marcus Stroman taking on Brian Wu and the Seattle Mariners. Jake, we'll start with you.
My heart wants to go against the Yankees, but give me the Yankees. They're a
Luke?
better team, so
I'm taking the Yankees too.
2 on the Yankees. Jesse? I don't know if Jesse's here.
all right,
We're
good talk.
we're gonna go to Tycho. Tycho isn't here either. All right, we're gonna go back to me. So I'm going to take the Seattle Mariners. Let's try it differently. Boom.
Dylan, for the sake that I just don't like the Yankees, I hope you're right.
Well,
You doing
we'll see.
tonight's game?
No,
Yeah. No, tomorrow.
Thursday- yeah,
Mariners,
Thursday night.
Yankees.
Yankees and Mariners.
Do they play tonight too?
Let me check.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yankees
have,
are up 3-0.
I have
Yeah.
it for today, but not for tomorrow. I guess Yankees.
Okay. All right. Game number 2, also taking place tomorrow. We have the Arizona Diamondbacks going to San Diego to take on the Padres. Eduardo Rodriguez and what's his first name? Randy Vasquez.
Padres.
Give me
Bang.
the Padres.
Bang.
Later, Eric.
Diamondbacks.
Eric, I'll see your bitch ass in the morning. Fuck you.
See you later, Eric. I'm
Right.
also going to ride the D-bags. Make that a split.
Don't forget to take out your trash can.
Game
Really
Number-
bad time for that. Sorry, my bad.
Game number 3, and it sucks that Jesse isn't in here because I can actually do a favorite team battle because you're both ass this year. It's the Marlins and it's the Orioles. Yes, sir. And it's the best pitcher for the Marlins, Edward Cabrera, with a 3.3 ERA, taking on Dean Kramer, their best pitcher, with a 4.4 ERA. I'll start. Give me the
And
Marlins.
then it's high.
I'm taking the Marlins. Come on now.
Let's go.
Not many opportunities for that this year.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna
the
take
Marlins.
Baltimore. Give me the Orioles.
Rawr.
Marlins. Might as well. I mean, I'm wearing.
We already know who
Muffin
Jesse's
shirt,
taking.
kinda
I was
match the
gonna
colors.
say, the only pick Jesse will have this week is the Orioles game because I know.
The
that
one thing
he
I will say is when me and Jesse do team up on picks, it mostly ends in a good thing for me and him.
Yes.
Mostly.
like a-
there's,
is
it like
there's
a-
times
Jake-
where it has not worked. So
Jake, like, is it like a 50-50 shot with your picks?
no, I'd say more like when me and Jesse team up, it's more like 60-40. I'm not gonna go too high.
I don't know. Looks like it is.
I don't know. I'm looking at about 50-50 on the.
Oh, well, me and Jesse haven't teamed up on every fucking pick, so
Yeah.
It's funny because Jesse's 51 and you're 50, so it just makes
Yeah.
sense.
Couldn't be me. 51.
It couldn't be me, 59.
I wish I had 14 less picks.
Anyways, that's all we got for the podcast. And as always, does anyone have anything they want to add before we get the fuck on out of here?
Go Detroit Sports. That's what I gotta say.
Beautiful. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. It was a lengthy one today.
Oh, hey.
so-
Isaac Howard
Yes.
traded from Tampa to the Oilers.
Did see that.
Hobie
Hmm.
Baker Award winner. Michigan State standout.
Oh.
Also, you forgot to add liar. He told Michigan State fans he was coming back for one more year, and he lied to
Yeah,
us.
because he didn't have a contract.
Now,
Thank
he's,
you.
Oh, that's why.
now he has one.
He signed a 3-year entry-level contract today.
Like he didn't have a choice but to come back.
I
He didn't know.
I don't think anyone can blame him. If anyone was offered
No.
a pro contract, of course you're taking that over
Yeah,
college.
I don't
kids,
know.
so.
I don't blame him at all.
I didn't
Yeah.
get offered the contract. Come back to college. Oh, offered it now. See ya.
For real.
Can't get mad at him for that.
All right. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. It was a long one, even though we only had a couple sports to cover. But hey, that's what happens when you take a week off. We'll see you next Wednesday at 6:00 on the dot. I'll be here. Jake will be here. Tyler will be here. Luke might be here. He better be here. And Jesse might be here, but he also better be here. All right. Check us out on the socials at Ride the Tide 586 on Instagram, Twitter, X, Twitch, all the social medias. I feel like I'm forgetting one because there's normally 5. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, X. No, I covered them all. We're good. All right. We appreciate you. We'll see you next Wednesday. I'm McDilly. Have a good one. Like, subscribe, turn on the bell so you know when we're going live. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Peace.